What
would
you choose?
Dinner with Jesus
or $100 million? What would you choose? Choose ye this day. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds right now to think carefully and comment which one you would choose and why. Don't just say dinner with Jesus or 100 million, but actually state the reason why.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we decided to ask a few people this question. Let's see what they said. Bring it up, babe, bring it up, bring it up, babe, bring it up, babe. And don't just say dinner with Jesus because you want to be a saint or you think it's the right answer.
Because there are no wrong answers. So let's hear what you have to say.
Babe, do you think that more people are going to choose dinner with Jesus or $100 million?
I think they're gonna choose $100 million.
Why?
Because, like, a lot of people want money.
Yeah, but a lot of people want peace and money can't buy peace.
That's true, but not a lot of people will be thinking about peace. They're thinking about the bills that they have to pay, the debts they're in, what they would do with all that money.
I wonder if that's you. Hope not.
Well, let's see what these people had to say.
Alright, the first person that we asked, they chose dinner with Jesus.
Person number 2 chose money.
Person number 3 chose money.
Person number 4 chose money.
So we asked a different question. We say, what if you know, it was dinner with Jesus or $1,000? They still chose the money. So it's like, okay, dinner with Jesus or a penny? And to my surprise, the person said they'll choose a penny any day over dinner with Jesus. So when we asked why, they said, because when you talk with Jesus, you know what time it is. And I was like, do you mean you're dead? Or he's like, no, you just have to answer to a lot of things. And I'm like, ooh. And that was pretty interesting.
The next person said Jesus, because he would know the answer to some questions and cure everything wrong with him.
That person sounds sick. You know those persons, and that's what I was saying at the beginning, babe, that there are some persons who would value, you know, healing over money. Like, money can't cure certain things right now. So based on that, they would have chose, you know, dinner with Jesus.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Okay, the next person said that they'll choose dinner with Jesus because they have some questions for him. This sounds serious.
What kind of questions do you have for Jesus?
But babe, think about it this way. Do you need to have dinner with Jesus to ask him certain questions?
Nope.
So that sounds as if you would choose the money.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Let's save my answer for later.
Well, I'm on the fence. I think depending on how I feel on a given day, my answer may sway from one to the other. And I'll explain why. But we have some more juicy responses for you guys.
Yeah.
This person is a Christian. Dinner with Jesus because they would secure their spot in heaven and they have a lot of questions. So we asked, so you need to have dinner with Jesus to make it in? Can you do that with 100 million cash? The person said, no. I choose Jesus every time. All is vanity and will fade away. I would love to meet Jesus and I wouldn't second guess it for a second. Are you trying to convince me otherwise? Tell me now. I'm just asking questions. I'm not telling you to choose what you want to choose. And then they go on to say they may opt for 100 million and lose their soul. So, of course, I had to play devil's advocate. If you get rich or if you have $100 million, you just lose your salvation. And they're like, no, but... And then they said that it is easier for a camel to enter the eye of a needle than a rich man to make it into heaven. And if Jesus said it, then it must be true and it is so hard to do. But my question to that person is this. It's hard to do, but is it impossible? Is it? It's not. No, it's not.
It doesn't necessarily mean that if you're rich, you can't get into heaven. It depends on what you do when you're rich, what you use your money to do, what precedence does the money have in your life? Does the money supersede Jesus? Is it the money? Are you worshiping the money then over Jesus? So when people say, oh, I don't want to get rich, or I'm afraid to get rich because the scripture says it's harder for a rich man to get into heaven, in my opinion, that doesn't really make sense, because why wouldn't God want us to be rich? He is rich. He owns everything. We're his children. So what would be wrong with us being rich? It's just our mindset and what we do when we get rich that makes the difference.
And that sums up that person.
This person said they would take the money, then invite Jesus out on the date. Oh my gosh. So they would take the money and then invite Jesus out on the date. Wow. Okay.
Okay, fun and joke aside.
Okay. The Bible is the book that we should be using to direct our path. If everything is laid out in front of me and I decide to do otherwise, what is Jesus gonna say to me that I wouldn't have already known? It would be a wasted dinner. Okay.
Interesting. And this, like I said, this person isn't a Christian, but another person had said that secrets are spilled at the table, because it was when Jesus was fellowshipping with the disciples in the Last Supper, that's when they learned that, Judas would betray him. So think about that. There are certain secrets that you'd get at the table. So is it a wasted dinner though?
They also went on to say, choosing Jesus, even though the Bible gives a clear viewpoint of who Jesus is, we all know that it's always better to hear from the horse's mouth.
Facts.
One question I would need clarity on is whether he was created by God, or if he and God created all things. I think as a Christian, that has been a very mind-boggling question that no one has been able to solve. So I would like to hear from Jesus himself. Choosing Jesus. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? After I get the 100 million, will I be able to spend it and enjoy myself for all eternity?
Again, these are thought-provoking and interesting responses. Keep it going, babe. This other person is not a Christian, and they said they would take the dinner with Jesus. And the reason why is he has answers to questions that may include making over $100 million over and over again, and she would need his help in getting that. So I don't think that she's really choosing dinner with Jesus. I think she's choosing to multiply the $100 million. That's how it sounds, right, guys?
Yeah.
I think so. I think so.
That person is smart. That person is smart. Wow.
But that's just like the other person that said that they'll take the money, then invite Jesus out on a date. Then.
Oh gosh. But then I'd say this one is even smarter. Why? Because
she get better off both worlds.
Right, and if that person chooses the $1 million, who knows if dinner with Jesus is still on the table after that, right? So yeah, choosing Jesus and then asking how to get the $1 million.
She didn't say she's gonna ask. She say he'll own.
But he would have the answers to the questions.
True.
So yeah, this person chose 1 million cash because, and I quote, I can have a dinner right now with Jesus through prayer and fasting. My God is omnipresent. And secondly, I can't sit and have dinner with Jesus being here physically because I'm such a sinful being and everyone else around. Give me that
money.
I can pray after that.
Love that. This person is a Christian, as you can tell. Love that. All right, next up, this person isn't a Christian, and they chose the dinner with Jesus. That means I died, I made it into heaven, no need to worry about the problems of the world anymore. But I have something else to share, guys. The persons who are choosing dinner with Jesus, they all have something in common. It's either A, financially they're stable, or B, they are at peace with themselves. These are persons who are experiencing some form of self-actualization, and they're like either at the height of or really close towards self-actualization. And it makes the basis for the theory that you will choose, dinner with Jesus or dinner with a prophet or somebody you deem as holy because of where you are in life. For example, a lot of persons who are destitute, they're the ones who cling more towards faith because they need something to hold on to. Like, okay, if I'm a Muslim, if I'm a Christian, if I'm a Jew, then God is going to help me to get through this or not to die poor or stuff like that. But the persons who don't require that much faith, they basically have everything that they want by the snap of their finger or the click of a mouse or something, then they're less likely to to share the same faith as those, and that will largely shape how you feel or how you respond to this question.
So basically, it all depends on the stage that you are in life.
Agreed.
Also the relationship that you have with Jesus too.
If
you have one, the questions that you may have had for years, where you are in your life financially, because if right now you need $1 million to pay off all your debts, what's gonna stop you from choosing that? So it all depends.
This person is very, very profound. The profundity is real.
All right. So this person said, to me and maybe many Muslims, Jesus was a prophet. To a Christian, he's the Son of God. There's a vast difference in how you respond in that case. But either way, I'd still probably pick dinner with Jesus. I can make $100 million regardless.
And just to point out, this person
is not a Christian.
This person is not a Christian, and they are very financially stable. So remember what I said.
Right. So as we were saying before, it really depends on
where you are, your mindset,
your stage in life. Because if you already have $1 million.
But his response, it gets more juicy.
So to continue, it would be better to talk to one of the most renowned prophets or Son of God versus just paper that depreciates with time and is created as a mental form of bondage to keep people in a constant state of control. I mean, it's better to find who you are in this world and come to peace with that over all the money. The reason for the excess money, in essence, is to achieve that state where you don't worry about expenses, modern problems, or opinions, etc. It's only then you're able to find who you really are without restraint. But with guidance from one chosen by God Himself, you're limitless. This is from a non-Christian. Plus, he can turn the plate to 100 mil. The dinner plate, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. That's an interesting answer, actually.
Very interesting. And this is a Christian, a pastor. They chose dinner with Jesus, and they said that to sit with Jesus is a blessing that money can't buy. To receive money would help me along the way, but a blessing from the Father, from my Father, will serve a lifetime. I think she's taking this from the vantage point of drink from the well and you never thirst again. So I asked, so regardless of the cash, do you need to have dinner with Jesus to receive a blessing? Like, can't you, pray fast and get a blessing now? And they said, absolutely, anytime. He's always waiting on us. But when we sit and dine with someone, there is so much more we can learn. Secrets that will enable us to make maybe more than 1 million or 100 million in one setting. It is having dinner with the disciples that they found out Judas was going to betray him, because secrets are spilled at the dinner table.
Yeah.
So on that basis, dinner with Jesus, exclamation signs.
Secrets out. This person
Christian.
said, alright, this person is a Christian, and they said, dinner with Jesus, of course. To secure a spot in glory is priceless. So we asked, you are saying that if you have the cash, your spot won't be secured? They responded and said, oh, no, not at all. Come on, man, that's a direct link to your creator. How much more sure can you be? He would tell me directly what and how to do.
But this goes back to what the other non-Christian was saying, that it's in the Bible already. But I guess coming from the horse's mouth is a little bit better.
Yeah. You can have the money and still secure your spot. But even the word said, it is harder for a rich man to make it into heaven, not impossible. I'm simply choosing the better one. Plus, having even 5 minutes sitting with Jesus is priceless. So this scripture came up again.
Yeah, because remember, like the non-Christian said, to Christians, this is the Son of God. It's like a no-brainer. But to other people or non-Christians, then it's just meh. So, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see the number of non-Christians saying they would choose Jesus,
Exactly.
and the volume of Christians who would choose the money. This is funny. Spoiler alert. I think we're ready to disclose what we would choose. I'll let babe go first,
How about you go first?
because ladies before gentlemen.
Yeah, sure.
But I take too long. I run up the camera and speak. So still them way that choose, please.
You want to go first?
That's all right.
Then allow me to speak. If I want to take 10 hours to speak, I'll take 10 hours. What to choose? Okay, so I kind of thought about it. I didn't dive really deep, but because I wanted to save it for now, yeah, I didn't want to cheat, So I'm saying I would go with 100. Because I talk to Jesus every day.
Okay.
Like, I don't need to sit and have a meal with him.
Babe,
I'm gonna do that when we go to heaven.
babe,
Right?
babe.
Yes.
What if we change the money and say $1,000 our dinner with Jesus?
$1,000?
Yes. Which one would you choose?
Jamaican or US?
It doesn't matter.
$1,000?
Yes.
Then I probably choose dinner with Jesus.
Okay, what about
I
$10,000?
don't know. 10,000. Probably dinner with Jesus.
100,000.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Where would you draw the line? Because to me, I am getting that you put a price tag on Jesus.
No.
That's alright. If you would choose 100 million.
Here's the thing. I can talk to Jesus anytime, right? We can all talk to Jesus anytime.
No.
I can
no.
get a plate, I can get a meal, get a plate, lay it out, have dinner, eat, and talk to Jesus while I'm eating, and you can talk back
But
to
babe,
me.
be honest with yourself. When we were apart, living in 2 different countries, we talk every day, but we would have done almost anything just to get 5 minutes in person with each other. So you know very well that in-person conversations or being in the presence of is totally different than over the phone or in your head.
That is true.
So stop being difficult.
How am I being difficult?
You have to choose one. Choose ye this day whom ye may serve.
Alright.
Dinner with Jesus or money. If you would pick the money for 100 million, then $1,000 shouldn't change your answer. Because it's the same concept that applies.
So, alright. So, let me see now. Let's dissect this.
Alright. Simply put, my answer, I would choose watch part 2.
Yes, sorry, watch part 2.
What?
Because I know that after this, there are a lot of people that are going to reach out to
Yes.
us and ask, how How come you didn't ask us? We want to give our answers.
All right. So
yeah,
please,
what
right
you
now,
do?
people, just drop your comments.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
please. And
Drop
let
your
us know.
comments and let us know so
Yes.
that we can put them in the part 2 video.
Mhm.
And also, if you change your mind, let us know as well.
You're not gonna
So we
know-
can
you're
change
not
the
gonna know.
responses.
Oh, yes,
You're
they're gonna know the
They're
response.
gonna watch it. Wow. Wow. Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, this was fun, and we'll do it again.
Mhm.
Absolutely, bigger and
Definitely.
better. You know.
Yeah.
So until then, stay totally safe.
And totally Thomas
Let's go have dinner, babe,
with Jesus.
and each other.
Yes. With 1,000. Wait. With $100 million in hand.
You know, man. In your imagination. Yeah. So right now we are going to have dinner with ourselves and Jesus without the 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
But half of that would be nice. Bye, guys.